Yo, my man here again. This is my homie.
What up? What's up, boy? DJ F7 right here. Chris Johnson right here.
Glad to see you again, brother. We're gonna cover. This is my man. He has his own, independent journalist right here. Yeah, straight up. Check it out.
Right here, you see it right here.
Independent journalist. That's a real one. Check it out. Yeah.
Dissolve the central government for self-determination. Put down Fanzai, down Fanzai down. Bring up mere rebels, parties in opposition.
Alright, this is pretty cool. So we're gonna talk to some people in a minute, find out, what brought them here, you know what I mean? Well, obviously the CCP thing, but how'd they get such good attendance? Yeah, I'm wondering. So we're gonna find out. Yo, I met this lady. Oh my God, you gotta hear this story. Hey, so what's up? DJ F7 live on the scene, and I'm here with.
Hi, my name is Rose Tang. I am a Tiananmen massacre survivor. 33 years ago, I was a student protest leader in Beijing.
Minutes before this footage was shot, I just climbed over a tank.
Sent sticks to us.
Do you think anybody got killed?
Many students were killed.
How do you feel right now?
Feel right now, I'm very angry.
30 years on, I'm still angry. Hey.
We're here to support the recent anti-Chinese Communist Party, anti-Xi Jinping protests spread all over China. The protests are now dubbed as White Paper Revolution because people hold up a piece of blank white paper to demonstrate the lack of freedoms in China, especially lack of freedom of speech. The movement was sparked by a deadly residential building fire, which killed lots of Uyghur people, including kids as young as 5 years old. And so now in China, it's an outpouring of compassion from Chinese people towards Uyghur people. What's really unprecedented in these protests is that the protesters are calling on the CCP and Hitler to step down. I was a protester leader in Tiananmen movement in 1989 in Beijing. We called on the party to introduce political reforms, and we only wanted to dialogue, but we did not call on the party or its leader to step down.
CCP!
Now watching the protests in China now is deja vu all over again, very emotional for me, and I'm hoping this movement will keep its momentum and it's very important for us outside China to support them because lots of them have been arrested, detained, and beaten up. And they need our support because this movement, if we support it, if it keeps growing, it's going to change the history of China and the world.
Yeah, I have a couple questions.
Yes.
One of the things is that, you look at China, they have a lot of control of celebrities like John Cena.
You stupid.
朋友是一个坚韧不拔的纪录片，在香港这座城市的设置。主演钱德勒、罗斯。
你好，微博。现在我拍电影，但是我给手机吃饭，我不可以用我的手机。我们拍的时候，所以我现在拍这个，因为他们给我老干妈，我不知道关于老干妈。但是中国人说这是非常好的 chili sauce， 就现在。
Stuff like that, right? You look at the Chinese, they have very powerful control of the press. So obviously the press in China is going to be carrying the government message, but where can people here go to try to write? Even the media here is often paid off by the Chinese government to not run certain stories or to keep them down. You have a lot of celebrities backing the Chinese government. How can people, where's a good place to go to get information on what's going on?
Twitter.
Okay.
A lot of the protesters risking being jailed, risking their lives by using the banned VPN to upload and post videos, pictures, information about protests to Twitter. And usually the Twitter, the most popular, the most effective Twitter now, it's run by a person called Teacher Lee, who's based in a Chinese man based in Italy.
People might want to support you. Do they have an organization you work with? How can people support your work?
Oh, they can follow me on Twitter, ROSETANGY, Rosetangy. I'm on Instagram, same kind of handle. I'm on Facebook as Rosetang. You can Google my name, ROSETANG, and the traditional media outlets around the world have been interviewing me. So you can see the videos and the media reports by Googling my name.
I'm definitely going to do that. I'm signing up right now. I'm telling you, that's the truth. Yeah, I'm very excited to meet you. Thank you so much. Live on the set. Go ahead, you could introduce yourself.
My name is Emel, and I am the co-founder of Free Uyghur Now.
Okay, I'm a big fan actually. She's actually a very good speaker. If you want a speaker event, I definitely recommend. So, tell me a little bit more about your organization for a second.
Yeah, so our organization started as simply students and young people advocating for Uyghurs and against Uyghur forced labor, freedom of Uyghurs, and ending the genocide, closing the camps. I can go on and on, but simply to treat Uyghurs as human beings and to free other oppressed people in China, whether that's Hong Kong, Tibet, Taiwan, Inner Mongolia, and I can go on, and even now the Chinese mainland students and brave people who are protesting against these unjust COVID policies. And
I got this horrible accent, so I'm just gonna say Uyghurs because that's, you know, like I guess
yeah.
But that's the best I got at the moment. But right now people might hear about like the now I know the Uyghurs have been suffering for a while. It's not like I know this new COVID lockdown protest is kind of like a newer thing, but the Uyghurs have been oppressed and really kind of been persecuted for a while in a variety of ways. But is there anything particular to this issue right now? Maybe are there more revolutions going on in Uyghur territories and stuff, or what's going on with that?
So, I mean, as you said, since 2017 and even before, a lot of Uyghur intellectuals, just even every day, from old people to young people, they have been oppressed, they have been sent to the camps, their rights have been violated. But lately, I think like the issue that we had is that people could not access information or pictures or videos. And so what happened with the Urumqi fire is that people were actually posting about these videos, both Uyghurs and mainland Chinese students, and not just the Urumqi fire. Even before that, since the COVID lockdown, zero COVID lockdown policies, there's been what's called, if you look up hashtag starvation genocide, you will see a lot of videos that were also posted on different social media platforms because people had enough.
Yeah, so I actually want to ask about some of the social platforms for a second because we're going to know that we know that like the Chinese government has a lot of celebrities on their side, like John Cena and all this other thing. Where can people go to really find out like some information that isn't so tainted by government manipulation?
Citizen Daily CN and WhatsApp Beijing, those are both Chinese-led Instagram social media accounts, but also you could follow Students for Tibet and Free Uyghur Now and other organizations that continue to have this information.
You ever heard of like Censored A or China Uncensored or things like that?
Actually,
I've been watching them. They've been one of the oldest ones, OGs in the game, but maybe there's other ones, I don't know.
Yeah.
My friends watch Wyon now, like that's the Indian one, but you have any other ones that you might suggest?
Not at the top of my head. I will see the ones that you saw.
No doubt. Okay, anything else really? Hey, what do you think is going to be the end result of this? Do you think that there will be an overthrow of the government?
I honestly don't know, but I do hope that these protests...
It's the biggest thing that I've ever seen in my life, and I'm 45.
Yeah.
But I've never seen this level of protest besides the Tiananmen Square thing. This could be it.
I mean, who knows, but I do hope that the protesters are not squashed and they're not oppressed completely and this continues this movement continues. In the streets, behind the scenes, people really learning about what's going on, the tragedies and the oppression that they are facing, and to continue.
Hey, what's up, yeah? Hey, would you be willing to comment about today's event?
What?
Would you be willing to comment about today's event?
Do I what?
Would you be willing to comment about today's event?
No, I'm also one of the organizers. So.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
You from DSA?
I'm with Alex.
Check. Who's Alex?
What?
I told them what I wanted to do. Now, these are executives. All they have to do is say, yeah, we'll take it, or no, thank you, we won't. But they didn't say either of those things. They went too far.
Hey, check out my card, man. I do activism and I'm independent press too, yeah? Who's Alex? I don't even know Alex.
You have a card for number 1 activist?
Yeah, I am, believe it or not, man.
Like one of the best. What?
I know it's weird, man, but believe it or not, that's me. Whatever. If you don't believe me, man, he thinks I'm a sucker, that's alright. Guess what? Join the club, baby. Would you want to comment on today's event?
Yeah, sure.
Yo, what's up, brother, man? Nice to meet you, man. So, I'm gonna guess you're Chinese American?
I'm Taiwanese American.
Oh, Taiwanese, that's cool, okay. I'm actually Korean American, that's cool, brother. So, actually Taiwan's somewhat wrapped up in this, really, but today's event is really about the COVID lockdown, things like that.
Right.
So, how'd you find about today's event?
I think it's really like a big bundle of like very different issues all tied up together. I think it just goes to show that like people are in general very like quite dissatisfied with what the Chinese government has been doing, and then it sort of culminates in a sort of protest that we're seeing here today. In general, the lack of freedom of speech, freedom of press that's going on in China.
So yeah, one thing that I'd like to say is like if you take a look at like the wars that happened in Korea and Vietnam. The violence that happened against our like Asian people, right? Yeah, made a revolution in the country. Now they can't show the pictures anymore.
Right.
I'm very skeptical of the news that comes over from the mainstream media. Where do you get your information about what's going on in China?
I mean, I know people there. I have some friends and family who are over there, and then sometimes we talk. That's sort of like the most direct way. I mean, here in the United States, a lot of media outlets, they write about it. But of course, it's always like sort of tinted with sort of Western perspective, and you don't get as sort of as local as a scoop as you usually would.
If we look at the black community, right? Yeah, they have a lot of movements. Nation of Islam, they sent me an invite to the event today. Much love out to them. They've been real cool to me.
Right.
You also look at like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, right? Yeah. You look at the Latinos. They got Cesar Chavez. They got Che Guevara, right? Yeah.
Right.
What about Asian Americans? We've been dominating activism for the last 40 years. Why are we too lazy, ugly, or stupid to be activists? Where's the activist movement for us? Oh, by the way, did you might say Andrew Yang, I know he's Taiwanese,
right.
But did you know that his staff now is entirely white? And the fact is that every single coordinator of the Yang Gang quit in disgust. That's every minority leader in New York City.
I don't have much to comment on Andrew Yang per se.
But, I mean, there's no Asian American leaders, or activists. It's so weird. There's no movement.
I definitely hope that
it's all related around China, but what about us here? You're Chinese American, born here?
No.
Oh no, you came over here like as a kid?
Right, yeah.
A lot of Taiwanese I know is like that, yeah?
Right.
I was born here, man. There was an influx of Koreans right after the war, man, so that's my generation.
All right.
Hey, thanks for commenting, man. I mean, go ahead. Anything else you want? So, like, you get your information from actually talking to real direct sources, and a lot of people out there.
Right.
I hope you start talking more Chinese Americans instead of just talking to yourself.
Right.
What the fuck y'all doing? So, honestly, it's my first time hearing about this issue. Why don't you share with my audience what's going on with this?
Sure. So, the Panchen Lama is the second highest Lama in Tibet after the Dalai Lama. And after the Dalai Lama had fled, the Panchen Lama was still remained in Tibet. And his reincarnation was abducted by the Chinese government and hasn't been heard of since then. So,
you think he's still alive?
We hope so. We haven't heard about him at all. So we are just hoping that he'll be released not only as a political prisoner, but as second highest Lama too. From the
why do you think China did this?
Because what we feel is this, we cannot read the mind, but what we feel is this, since the Dalai Lama is in exile in Tibet, he becomes the highest Lama. So they want to control Tibet and the
But they don't even believe in that system anyway, so why are they doing that? Doesn't make sense, yeah? He's just an innocent
But
kid.
we believe
yeah.
in it. So they want to control us.
Wow,
so even
that's
if
crazy.
They don't,
okay.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy, but that's how they work.
What's the best thing that people like that are watching right now can do to help support the cause? Maybe there's a website, is there a petition? Maybe they could lobby their local, what do they call it, the consulate? What can people do to help you all out?
Okay, there are a lot of things people can do. If you're in a free world, you have your own consulate of that particular country. For example, the United States Senate, we have, right? So each district, or each area legislation, they have their own, what is it called? Committee, as well as senators, or whatever, all these people. They can really lobby out to them, as well as they can reach out to the Tibetan community of that certain area. Every place, major cities have the Tibetan associations, so they can reach out to them to see how else they can help.
Who's one here in New York?
Out here, we have the Tibetan community of New York and New Jersey, and then we represent the Tibetan Women's Association of New York and New Jersey.
Okay.
And so there are a lot. Then there's the Students of Free Tibet who are out here, one of the organizers, and then we have the Tibetan Youth Congress, all these political, and then we have Chushu Gong Group. There are a lot of political organizations. They can reach out to them. There are a lot of websites.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
They'll be in contact. Hopefully, y'all get involved. It's not going to change unless y'all get involved. Thank you so much. Yeah, God bless.
Every person makes a difference. Thank you so much. Tashi Dilek.
Thank you. God bless. PGL7 live on the scene. Now I'm here. We actually are right by the center of the location, but we have this lady right here. I met. She's pretty. Well, I want to ask her. What brought you here today? Oh, you didn't know about the actual. Do you know what's going on here today?
I do know.
Oh, really? Okay, so you've been.
I've been listening for a while.
And have you heard about it before today, or was this your first time hearing about this stuff?
I know that Tibet has been under China's rule.
Oh, it's not really just Tibet. It's
I
actually
know that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And I know that there is China is very communistic and they've been trying to expand in that. And but I didn't know to this degree necessarily. So now Muslims.
You see that blank piece of paper over there? You see how that person over there is holding a blank piece of paper? Do you know what that's about? Okay, well, I'll explain to you right quick. Right, what happened is that in China, you're not allowed to hold up signs against the government. If you do, you get in trouble. So they're holding a blank piece of paper, and actually you could go to YouTube and just type in China protest, and you'll see a lot of a lot of footage of people holding a blank piece of paper. That's happening all over China, 11 cities. People are rioting, and the China government is clamping down on people in a very harsh way. That's the main topic of today's protest. But that's going on right now. Yeah?
How
hey,
are
nice
you?
to meet you.
So you've got
but thank
here because right? Yeah.
You're right,
Did you have a good time?
This is a global problem.
Yeah. Did you get to see where Hashi? No.
Well, you came all the way from Virginia for this?
Yes, we're going to make a decision and we're Islamic Center from Virginia.
Wow, you guys must be really teed off about what's going on to come all the way for this, yeah? How long ago did you hear about this? Because I just heard about this a couple days ago.
It was a couple days ago. We heard about it.
But you heard about this, you're like, we're packing up, we're going,
yes,
yeah?
Yes, we're still doing in Virginia, in front of White House and State Department.
You think the CCP is going to fall?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty widespread, man. Best of luck, all right?
Yes.
I hope that your family's all right.
Yeah, thank you.
Here's a lot of messages. God bless. Thank you. So the event is really winding down. Hey, miss, would you be willing to comment on today's event?
Sorry?
Would you be willing to comment on today's event for my video?
What are you?
DJ L7. I'm actually an independent activist and a media guy. I actually build myself as I actually build myself as New York City's #1 street activist.
Oh.
I do all kinds of stuff. If you check out my material, I'm pretty.
How did you find out about the event today?
Actually, you know my boy. Shout out to Christopher Leon Johnson. You know him?
Like not personally, no.
He's another actually independent reporter. He actually is very busy as well too. I actually just was hanging. We do a lot of events like this, yeah.
Sorry?
We do a lot of political events like this, yeah. I actually am Korean American, so I'm not directly related, but I am sympathetic. Actually, I just made this. Check out this video.